Hi, it's Maxim, and finally Slime Rancher 2 was released. I played it, finished it, and it's definitely not what I expected from this game. And before we start talking about it, I must say this video contains a lot of spoilers, so if you don't want to hear them, close this video because spoilers, loads of spoilers. Good, and now when all the spoiler-phobic people got scared and left, we can begin. So generally, Slime Rancher is an adventure exploration game by Maxim. According to its Steam page, Slime Rancher is a charming first-person sandbox experience where a player is Beatrix Lebo, a plucky young rancher who sets out for a life 1,000 light years away from Earth on the far range. We collect colorful slimes, grow crops, harvest resources, and explore the untamed wilds through the mastery of our all-purpose backpack there. So yes, that's all we need to know. Yeah, basically that's a cute game about cute slimes, and selling their plots, which we can get after feeding these slimes. So yeah, they're poops. And by the way, I won't talk about the plots of these games much because they're simple. Imagine the future. People figured out how to produce literally everything they want, anything they want, from plots, which are produced by slimes, and slimes are on the other planet, so people send some ranchers to this planet to produce and sell plots, etc. That's it, that's just it. It's very simple. But the second game's plot is something different. We literally have walking dialogues with walking characters, actually with one character. Other characters are totally useless. If in the first game we could trade with them, then go to their place to farm some special slimes or plots, in the second game we can't do anything. All we can do is just receive their messages and some gifts, which are so useless that I was surprised because they're literally just decorations and they're useless. The useless stuff just to decorate an area or your ranch, I don't know. The only useful character is Victor because he gives us portals or some useful blueprints to open doors to the biggest location of the whole game or something like that. In my opinion, other characters are useless and hopeless. The game wouldn't have changed if they hadn't existed at all. So yes, they're useless, they literally give you decorations and that's all. You can't even trade with them, as I said before, but in the first game it was a good mechanic. It could dilute the gameplay. By the time we explored everything in the game, it got boring as there was nothing else to do and we can trade to get some money and cool stuff. Well, if you explored everything, it is not cool anymore, but anyways, it can be helpful. But now, all we do is receive their messages so that this exclamation mark on the display can disappear and it no longer annoys us. But that's okay, I guess. I suppose they wanted to do something new, but they actually did. That's the shop, print them out. We can buy some blueprints or whole objects, toys, and it's better than craft everything. Anyway, these one-way dialogues always piss me off because we can't skip them and they're always like, "Oh, Beatrix, I was cleaning out the lab and found this. Perhaps you have some use for it? I believe it's still in working order." You know what they say, one person's trash is another person's hastily issued gift. Enjoy. Thanks for your trash, I guess, and we read this all the time. But the shop is actually good. Also, we have a really good character in the second game whose name is Gigi, no. And her story is a bit old for me because she's from the future. She wanted to save the Grey Labyrinth from, as she called it, the Prismacore. I don't know, okay. And something happened to her. Now she has a robotized hand and lol, she's the only person we can talk to properly. And we even have a boss fight because the game's plot revolves around Gigi and the Prismacore. And that was actually good, I liked it, but after beating the boss, she comes to her mom and sees herself as a baby, and everything is lovely, sweet, but according to the time travel logic, she could have frozen once she saw herself. No, but okay, maybe their universe doesn't include it, and I'm the only one who thinks about it with the Alice in Wonderland logic, but okay, all good. The thing that pissed me off, made me skip dialogues because I was bored, and forced me to say some bad words, is the endless search for resources. That's the most annoying part of the game. I've seen a review on the community hub in Steam and I found it especially for you. You can see it now. I want to highlight several lines now which seem to me to stand out the most. The game has by far one of the worst late game grinds I have ever seen, and it all boils down to the decision to replace treasure pods with shadow doors. I'm punished with having to grind for more shadow plots. It's not fun. I don't want to spend hours hunting for shadow plots, nor do I want to be forced to use online guides to build shadow slime traps just to be able to progress. Playing this game is no longer fun, it's a job. I don't want to come home from a long day at work just to spend 3 hours for a petty ounce of progress in this game. What to say? I agree, I totally agree, and I really found it boring and annoying. I felt that it wasn't fun anymore too. So it's about searching, hunting stupid resources such as shadow plots or some ores that spawn randomly, or honey with my backpack, and it's too annoying, sorry. In the first game it was much better. You could craft some extractors and they harvest your resources while you do your business on your ranch, and you definitely know what resources they are going to give you, even though there was a little bit of random, but it worked anyways. But here resources appear absolutely randomly, and you have to go through all the location or biome to find just 10 units of a resource when you need to find about 40 or even more. That's no longer fun, and I got bored really fast and easily, especially with those shadow plots and prisma plots. As this person said before, we have to collect shadow plots just to progress and even open doors, and this mechanic is as poor quality as gameplay in Garden Ban is. I don't know. This farming is not interesting, and I was able to farm them properly only when I'd suffered with farming from the very beginning and developed to acceptable upgrades. Oh my god. It's just that when I felt tired of the gameplay, I immediately watched some tutorials on how to do something easier or faster, so that I wouldn't hate this game. But it's not how it's supposed to work in this sort of adventure game. I don't want to progress watching tutorials on how to make things easier. I want to play. I want to play the game. That's the worst part, really. But you know what? It's enough to complain. Let's talk about things I really like. Dynamic weather. It amazed me when I saw something like a real walking rain in this game, and we even have blooming time, something like this, and even snow on the powderful bluffs, which is really specific for Slime Rancher because it usually like warm and no snow in this game, no snow. But here in Slime Rancher 2 we have a wide range of biomes, weather, natural disasters or something, I don't know. Also when the weather changes we can find Dervish and Tangle slimes, and in the case with Dervish slimes it's a bit hard because they appear only during windstorms, which was really rare for me because I found them by the time I'd already finished the game. And by the way, I spent 40 hours to finish it, which is not a lot, but anyway, 40 hours. And also I liked how interesting slimes are. They're really interesting with new mechanics such as Yolky slime, plots of which we can get by breaking a big egg, ringtail slime that transforms to a stone when it's under the sun, hyper slime which has its own sunglasses, that's cool, and even a pure saber slime. As I remember from the first game, they almost became extinct and they only appeared as Largo slimes, but in this game they exist on Powderful Bluffs, and I don't know why, but that's cool, that's really cool. My favorite Gordo is the saber one though. And also, I got my new favorite Largo slime. It's a Slumber Twin Largo. They're really cute and they're like clouds mixed with octopuses, and their color is really soft and nice. I like it, but some things at my range are still the same, like in the first game. But anyways, I hope the developers are going to add more slimes, because there are a lot of slots on the plot markets display, and it might be better if it was complete and full. Why not? And to sum up my honest video Speedpaint review, I can say that generally I like this game, even though when I felt tired I didn't do things myself, but this game gave me my favorite biome, the Powderful Bluffs. It's brilliant, really, I'm amazed. I love snow, these red trees. It's really my biome, that's why I painted a picture with this biome, and it's totally my vibe. Loki reminds me of the Long Dark, but honestly, I'm bad at playing this game, but that's good, that's cool, really cool. And yep, this game is good, especially the music and graphics. They're improved, they're more interesting than in the first game. But I wouldn't recommend playing it if you don't like farming to progress just like me, because there are a lot of games that become boring when you need to farm something just to upgrade gadgets or instruments or stuff. You know, for example Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft. I get bored a lot since I beat the dragon. But that's just me and my feelings, so if you feel differently, that's absolutely okay. Anyways, maybe I like this game because I love these cute stupid slime faces, I don't know, and nothing can make me hate them. Probably now you can see the result of my speed paint because of my video editing magic. You can find my social media in the description of the video or via this QR code. I post my photos on Instagram, also I write songs, and you can find them using my links if you're interested. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and thumbs up if this video was interesting for you. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you next time. That's all I wanted to say. Sign off. Tragically.